Alright friends, in today's video we are going to talk about whether you should drop an year and what all criteria you should take in mind before dropping an year. So this has been a very huge inquiry after the JEE mains exam. So people who have not done well at the JEE mains exam, they have been asking straight away whether they should drop a year or not. So I'll go into the detail of what goes behind dropping a year. I myself has dropped a year and then cracked it. So I know all the intricacies which are involved in dropping an year, and being a teacher, I know all the circumstances that you are going to face this year, which we are going to talk about in this video. Okay, so let's start the session. So it says, so first, who is thinking about dropping this year? So there are two categories of students which I generally see. People who have just moved out of their class 12, they wrote an exam for the first time, and there is a category which they have already dropped. Right, so both of them are in a mix now. So these are students actually who have been not able to score well marks at JEE mains. So maybe they are scoring, let's say, less than 110 in JEE mains, right, at both the levels. So same with here. So these are the people who are going to think about dropping this year. So first let me clear something about who have already dropped a year. Now if you are again thinking of dropping a year, right, you don't have an option. Please, I am not in favor of this. So I'm not in a favor. So I will not favor this particular step of yours if you are planning to drop a year again. So you took your chance, you already tried it, and I am sure that you must have improved when you have dropped. You must have become a better human being than you were the last year. So you have actually gained what you wanted in this drop year. So you have already improved, right? Now you should go beyond the IITs and start looking for what you can do in post graduation. Right, so there is still a lot of examinations that are still going on. The exam season is still on. So you have papers like BitSet which you can target, or any other paper. For example, even WITI examination is that you can target. There is Manipal that you can target. So try and look for all these options, or let's say they are state entrance examinations. So please go about all of them. Do not think of dropping an year again. Your journey for this particular stage is over. You can look for post graduation. There is a lot of many options, and in fact we'll cover this in another video, that how you can bring motivation back when you are not getting into elite colleges. So I can give you so many examples of personalities who are doing really big in their lives, and you will not even know from where they have graduated. Just pick any example. So for example, Dhirubhai Ambani, Sachin Tendulkar, or let's say Mark Zuckerberg, Jan Com, the founder of WhatsApp. So they are not even pass outs of elite colleges. Some of them are dropouts, but they are still doing very well in life. Alright, so just move ahead of this phase. You need to go towards post graduation. We'll talk about this a bit later. So but now you should concentrate on this particular activity. That is your target. Okay. Now coming back to people who are in 12th and still they have not been able to crack JEE mains in a big way, and now you are feeling confused whether I should go for advance or not. So this answer is purely up to you. You know that whether you have prepared up to the JEE advanced level or not. So please, I request everyone, be honest with yourself. So what is the main target here is to be honest with yourself, otherwise the analysis could go wrong. So you know that whether you are capable of advanced level or not. So if the answer is no, please do not prepare for the advanced level. You could also try straight away with this, right? So I am saying this because most of the students who have asked for the video are of class 12th, but I would say please give your 100% to these examinations. Give in fact 101% to these all examinations. Then we will talk about drop. Do not just immediately jump to drop. Do not just jump to drop. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Okay, so first of all, try for BitSat, VIT, Manipal, whatever you have, gather options, right? Why I'm saying this, I'm not against that. I'm not here to say that you should not drop. You should gather confidence. This is the target. So if you, let's say, have cleared BitSat this year and then still you are dropping, there's a complete new level of confidence that will be built in you. So for example, you took BitSat this year and let's supposedly you score around 340, which is a very decent score. And then also you decide to drop, right? As compared to a student who has scored only 250 and he is dropping, obviously the chances of the person who is going to crack in drop year are high for this person. Okay, so obviously this is very common sense. Why? Because the confidence level will be very high, because you will start thinking that I was able to score 340 within 1.5 months of preparation while I was down, so I have now full 1 year, I can blow it out this year. Okay, so give your full attempt to these paper. Okay, So let us just talk about some myths which are involved during the drop year. Okay, so the first is dropping will get me into a good college. So this is a complete myth. So most of the time I have seen students, because they drop, because they consider that dropping is a good activity, as we consider in class 11th and class 12th that joining an institute will give me a rank. The same mistake you are going to repeat if you think that dropping is going to get you into a good college. This is a complete misnomer. The other myth that I have seen is at least a better rank than this year. So people believe that even if not a good college, at least I will improve and I'll get a better rank or a better marks than this particular year. Again, this is a complete myth. I've seen so many students who scored 110 this year, and if they drop the next year, their score reduced to 90 or 80 even. So there is something which we will talk about in this video, but please, this is a complete myth that we are talking about, the first 2 points. The third point is the others have obtained good marks by dropping. So you must have seen so many students or friends nearby, or parents might be telling you that some of the students who dropped were able to crack big. So you start thinking, and your parent and family also start thinking, that you will also be able to do the same thing. But believe me, no two humans are same. So they are comparing you with a person who has cleared, but it is just on one aspect, that he dropped. What he did inside the drop, you are not comparing. So if you can match up to what he did in the drop, then only we'll talk about whether you will be able to clear the exam or not. Okay. First, it is common sense. If you study one more year, better marks and better rank. This is what we just talked about. Please, this is not a common sense. This is a nonsense, basically. So if you study one more year, it is no guarantee that you will get better marks and better ranks. I've seen so many examples where students have actually scored less because they got demotivated in between. This is the problem we have while doing a drop year. Okay, now coming back to why you actually start thinking of the drop. Okay, I am listing down some of the things which I feel might be the reasons. You can add to your list by commenting in the video. Okay, feeling guilty about your bad performance. So you have not been able to score good marks at JEE Mains. Now you think that I should have done better, and you start feeling immediately that I should take another chance. You can't satisfy the family pressure. So family is, in fact, this is something very opposite which you see. Family is having a pressure that you should repeat because they want you to get into IIT or a very good college. I've been a good student, but my ego is not allowing me to digest this. So you have been a very good student till 10th, or let's say even till 12th, but seeing your result, you are somewhere, your ego has been stuck up that now I will not be called a good student because I have to go to a private college, or let's say a tier C college. So this is the ego problem that many of you will face, and this actually carries out till a long time. Believe me, you need to get this thing out of your brain, because I've seen so many students, even friend of mine, even they feel this particular point when they get to age of 25. Most important reason that you have no other option, but we will talk about this later, because you still have a lot of options because a lot of exams are taking place. So but yeah, this is a very common reason that you have no other option left but to drop. You have studied CBSE in class 11th and class 12th only, and you have planned it that you are going to drop after your class 12th. So this is a very valid reason of dropping at 2 a year. You're not getting good college or stream despite getting into another good college. So for example, you might get into a very good college, let's say NIT, but you will not find a good branch, for example CS or computer science, or let's say IT. You are getting a backward stream, let's say environmental physics or BSc courses, and then you are planning to drop. Need to prove myself to everyone. This is one of the reasons. Again, this could be clubbed to your ego issues. And the last reason is need to prove myself to myself. This is something very important. So 7th and 8th points are completely different. You need to prove yourself to yourself is completely a different strategy. Okay. Now the truth is, less than 10% of the droppers are successful. So if you, let's say if we take on a parameter that even 1 lakh students are going to drop, right? So you know that 10% is even very huge, 10,000, right? So I'm just taking 10% to just cheer you up. Cutthroat reality is that even 1% do not qualify. 1% are even not successful while dropping this year. So please keep that in mind. This is not to put you in a negative side, but it is just to put all the truth in front of you. So how to decide what, why and when you should drop? So ask yourself a very simple question: why you want to drop? And immediately, if you can think of these 7 reasons that come to your mind, I would say only the 7th option or the 5th option seems to me a very valid reason to drop. And the most important reason to drop is you need to prove yourself to yourself, not to everyone else. Because if you start pleasing everybody, this is a vicious circle, my friend, so which you will not be able to cope up. You will get burdened by so much pressure that you will get demotivated after 2-3 months. So if seventh or the fifth point is your main reason, or in fact we just missed out the eighth one, that you are getting into good college but still you want a better stream at a better college, then also it makes sense to drop. But we'll talk about it in a separate video whether dropping with a college is good or not. So if you want to prove yourself, irrespective whether you think that you can do it or not, that is a separate game. Okay, so how to decide? So my strategy is write 10 reasons of failures of this year. Please take this very seriously. So if you want to decide whether to drop this year or not, write 10 plus reasons that made sure that you failed this time. And then in the second column, write how you are going to rectify all these 10 plus problems. If you are not able to write 10 problems, believe me, you do not deserve to drop. There are much more bigger problems than just studying. Write them also. So even if there is some psychological problem, there is some family problem, there is some other problem, there is some girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever problem, I don't know what you people have been to, write them on a piece of paper. You will find that you are able to visualize yourself much better. You have a much better clarity of what went wrong, and then how you are going to rectify it is the most important crucial aspect. So I'm looking forward to 10 plus reasons. So at my particular point of time, I have actually written 21 reasons which made me not to qualify that year, and I wrote that on a piece of paper and put it on front of my table so that I see it every day and I do not repeat the same mistake again and again. Okay, so according to me, who cracks a drop year is if you are ready to become a sadhu. So sadhu is one who has only one mission, that is to appease the Almighty or the God. So he is stuck up with only one mission, that I have to please the God somehow or the other, irrespective of how do I look, what do I eat, where do I stay, what do I do, what clothes do I wear, whether I have friends, I have mobile, I have gadgets, I have TV, I watch television, I watch movie. He's not bothered about all those stuff. He has only one mission, to do tapasya and appease the God. Okay, so if you can become a sadhu, then you can drop this year, because that is a huge transformation that will be required from your end if you want to drop. Okay, so if you want to talk about who is a sadhu, so according to me, a sadhu is one who is 100% committed to improve and learn on a daily basis. He wants to improve on a daily basis. So I would say, even if you try and improve 1% on a daily basis, just do the calculation. In a year you will improve yourself by 33%. Just do simple percentages. So 30% improvement could do wonders for your life. So you are 100% committed to improving yourself. Very important aspect, that can unlearn to learn new things, and this is where most of the droppers fail the problem. So they believe that in class 11th and 12th they have gone to a coaching where they feel that they are very strong in one subject and they are weak in one or two subjects, because of which they failed at this year. You have to unlearn everything. Believe me, my friends, this is something which I don't think everybody will advise you, but this is what I have done at my end. So I was studying at one of the prestigious institutes of the country, and I decided to unlearn each and everything that I've done in class 11th and 12th and start completely afresh. So what this helps you out is that you are completely starting on a fresh note, so you do not get bored. So for example, if you start a chapter and you say that I've done this chapter, already a point of boredom will come into you. But when you say that I do not know anything about this chapter, I am a complete failure at it, you start learning, right? And that is what is required. So learning is the most crucial aspect of the drop year. So you have to unlearn before you start learning. Third is, you can control yourself and whatever comes into your goal, in between your goals. So for example, if mobile is one of your biggest distractions, calling is one of your biggest distractions, talking, watching movies, watching cricket is one of your biggest distractions, then you are not a sadhu. For a sadhu, there is nothing called distraction. He only sees one thing, that is goal. So अर्जुन को क्या दिखाता है? चिड़िया की आंख. हमें सिर्फ वही दिखना चाहिए पूरे साल भर. That is the biggest challenge that you will have this drop year. Have no love for individuals or no love for individual subjects. Only has one goal, that is to clear IIT JEE or improve yourself. So even better goal would be, do not make a goal that you want to clear IIT. Your goal should be to improve yourself drastically. right? Even if it is to taking yourself to rank 1 at IIT JEE, do not just think about this. Just think about that if I am standing at a position X, I want to improve this year to 100x, and how I'm going to do this. This should be our target, and for that there should be no individual subject, right? So you should not think about I love physics, I love maths, केमिस्ट्री तो चला लूंगा. केमिस्ट्री जैसे ही आपने बोल दिया मैं चला लूंगा, बिलीव मी आपकी रैंक नहीं आने वाली है. सो यू शुड नॉट हैव लव फॉर एनी सब्जेक्ट. All three subjects are equal. You have to give equal weightage to all the three subjects. They are just a medium to get into IIT. That is how you have to think of them. Determined to face criticism positively. So this is very important factor which you will feel every time, every day, every moment. So every person who is coming to you, and when they ask what you are doing and you tell them that you are dropping, they are just going to say one thing, अरे यार ड्रॉप क्यों कर लिया. चाचा आएंगे, ताऊ लोग आएंगे, मामा लोग आएंगे, they will say अरे यार इसको ड्रॉप क्यों करा दिया, इसको तो इसी साल जमा करा देना चाहिए था किसी ना किसी कॉलेज में. he is wasting his one life or 1 year of his life. You have to stick by this. criticism will come, maybe हो सकता है अपने माँ बाप से ही हमें criticism face करना पड़े. You have to face this criticism. You have to be bold enough to face this criticism. Inside you should feel that you are taking this 1 year to prove it yourself. Okay, can enjoy the learning without thinking of the result all the time. So that is why I've kept it in the end. This is the most crucial thing that you people need to do. Every time I've seen a student who is dropping, he starts thinking of, sir मेरे को ना अंडर 1000 रैंक लाना है, मेरे को अंडर 1000 रैंक लाना है. वो बस उसी बात पे स्टक अप हो गया है. My target is, why you figure out under 1000, under a 500, under a 200 barrier. Your target should be the first step. learn and cherish that learning. You should enjoy that learning. आपको ना रोज मजा आना चाहिए टफ क्वेश्चन करने पे. वो अगर आप कर पा रहे हो ना 365 दिन अपनी लाइफ के, तब ड्रॉप ईयर सक्सेसफुल होगा. ओके, सो टू बी मोर स्पेसिफिक, यू शुड बी वरिड अबाउट योर प्रिपरेशन ओनली. दूसरा बंदा क्या कर रहा है, दूसरा दोस्त क्या कर रहा है, दूसरा दोस्त कौन सी किताब कर रहा है, उसके टेस्ट में कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, हाउ ही इज फेयरिंग इन टेस्ट, हाउ ही इज डूइंग इन AITS, doesn't matter at all. Only one book can get you into the IIT. You need not require 10 books to be solved at the same time for getting into IIT. Please keep this in mind. All right. So हमें पहाड़ नहीं खड़ा करना है किताबों का. एक किताब IIT में जाने के लिए काफी है. Please accept this. This is the most common error that has been done by every student. एक किताब करो, उससे IIT निकाल जाएगा. ज़्यादा टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. You should enjoy that book. Don't just try to get into best institute. Believe me, all are same. So this is the another thing that people come, this is the major confusion, sir which institute to join when I am dropping. तो इसमें आता है पॉइंट, सर कोटा चले जाएं, दिल्ली चले जाएं, मुंबई जाएं, हैदराबाद में पढ़ें, कहाँ पढ़ें, which is the best institute, which is the best teacher. Believe me, this is again a marketing gimmick. So there is nothing called a best teacher or a best institute. For a drop year, you have to study on your own. Please remember this. You are on your own. You have to make a rank on your own. Nobody is going to give a rank to you. No teacher is going to write a paper for you. No teacher can put anything in your mind. Every teacher is a good teacher. You can learn from everyone. This is what I have learned in my entire drop year, that you can even learn from a class 11 student if you have that kind of attitude. He can teach you something. He's a teacher for you. So there is nothing called a good teacher or a bad teacher. Every teacher is a good teacher. So believe me, I have gone through that phase and I have learned tremendously, and this has helped me to become a better human as well. Okay, but I would say coaching is still important. Why? Because it is important to maintain regularity. You cannot just keep on sitting 7 days at home and you will easily get bored. So coaching is important just to maintain regularity, just to get yourself a competitive environment around your place. That is why coaching is important, and it is immaterial which coaching you join. Believe me, just get to a good coaching which have, that they have produced result, they are some good teachers, and just get into it. Don't just worry about it whether you are getting into the best institute of the country or not. What you have to do is manage time extremely well, which we will be covering in a completely different segment. Don't worry about it. And you have to study 10 plus hours for 300 days at a stretch, and this is what will make you a sadhu, right? Studying 10 hours a single day or a 2 day in a week is every dropper can do, right? And in fact every dropper does this. But people who crack rank, they actually go on to do this particular stuff for 300 days of your life, even if they are ill. Believe me on this, and they enjoy this. So best part is that you should enjoy what you are studying. They do not feel that they are getting demotivated by not scoring marks. So this is completely a no-no for you. So on a positive note, I have taken a lot of negatives. Dropping a year is not a big deal at all, even if you do not get into a top 10 college. So just assume that you dropped a year and you are not going into a top 10 college of the country. I would still say it's a good gamble to play, because you try to improve on yourself, you try to do good for your life, so that is not a problem, right? But yes, do not do a drop just because I told you the other 6 reasons. You have to improve, you have to prove yourself. That has to be the main motive of dropping this year. Other positive, if spent wisely, the drop year will make you a much better and much matured human being. And I have seen this with every dropper that I have met in my life. Students who crack big in their drop year never fail again in this life, and this is very intuitive. Why it is common sense? Because once you have fallen into a dug hole, you know how to get out of this. So it is very hard to crack a person who has made it big in his drop year in his entire life, because he knows that even if he falls into a dug hole, he'll get out of it. Because he have gone through that phase once and he have cleared that thing, that point of time. He knows that he has utter confidence in himself that he will do big for himself. Even if he does not get a good job, believe me on this, either he will become a good successful entrepreneur, he'll get into a good MBA college, or he will go abroad to study. Wherever he will face problem, he will be able to manage. So that's the very important positive side of a drop year. Okay. And in the end, to just cut it short, drop is all about oneself. Please, you do not have this year to blame it to anybody. So for example, I have seen so many students who put blame on their institutes, on their teachers, or on their lack of hard work. This year you will not have anyone to blame, on, whether it is on yourself, on your teacher, on your institute. So even if you are not getting a good institute, that is your problem. You have to find a solution for it, and believe me, the solution is that you have to study on your own. Nobody is going to teach you. There is a lot of stuff available online which you can go and check and maintain the regularity with a coaching institute. It is a fight with yourself. Believe me, it's a fight within yourself that you have to do, and can you beat it at yourself is what is going to determine whether you are successful in the drop or not. Okay, so I'm making this video much more on the inspirational point of view, because drop is all more about motivation. So if you are motivated for all these 360 days or 365 days of this year, believe me, you are going to get a very high rank, or very high in the future. Alright, so please decide very carefully what is making you to drop yourself, whether you will be able to keep yourself motivated the entire 365 days despite getting 1 mark out of 60 in your coaching institute. So that is what you have to figure it out. Alright, otherwise, best wishes from my side. I'll continue with the making videos on very specific topics. So this is what we have discussed in general. So we'll continue to talk about in very specific topic, like how to manage time, whether one should go to college and study and drop simultaneously. We'll talk about this, and if you want something to be discussed in detail, just let me know in the comment section of this particular video. And if you have not subscribed to this particular channel, do subscribe. Do rate us on the Facebook page also, so that we get to know whether we are on the right page as you are, and we are delivering what you people want. Alright, best wishes from my side to my friends, to my students, to my bachas, all who are studying this year and are trying to drop. Alright, I'm always there to help you. Best wishes, best luck.